0.5 or 0.6 lower than yesterday. Alright, on the way to the gym for arms. I will check in this morning. I had to be a little bit more quiet because my bathroom connects to my kid's room that I never sleep in. So, yeah. So, oh yeah, and I couldn't even figure out. I still don't think once you're recording with the video, you cannot flip the camera. So this morning, for this check-in, I kind of just let it be, and I don't know. That was the best decision, but because it made it when I just pointed the phone down, I didn't rotate the phone, and so it made it be upside down. Learning for sure. So scale is a little bit lower compared to the day before. The day before it was like 0.2 down, and then today it was like 0.6 or 0.8. So yeah, that's significant change. But you know, one thing I started noticing about this now, like where this is, it's not a weekend, but like it's like a week of videos of like my rotation, because I was explaining last night. So it's definitely interesting to see. Today I was sitting there thinking, I was like, when I was looking at the scale, it's like, wow, it's actually almost not like, I don't want to say holding me accountable, but it's like when I have to sit here and so for instance, I could stand on the scale every morning and be like, okay, yeah, sick, and look at the number and then move on, and just never actually like mentally you know, it's like the difference between listening and hearing, you know, looking and seeing. Like, I looked at the scale, but I didn't, I didn't see it before, maybe. And so now, because it's like, okay, I'm saying it out loud, you know, narrating it to you guys, and doing all these things that I'm doing, it's like making me be more present in what it is that I'm doing. And I felt that was kind of like this morning as I was getting ready, I felt like that was rewarding, like knowing it's like, wow, I'm paying attention to the weight pretty good. And then it made me realize, it's like, you know what, if I have like a point, before I would just kind of like be like, it's been a minute, not really noticing too much of a difference, because I'd weigh myself maybe once every week or here and there. I'm like, nothing's changed since the last weigh-in, let's move the calories. But now it's like, man, if I have a 3 to 5 day period where the scale just isn't moving, or if it is moving, it's so minimal, like it's 0.1, 0.2, something like that over the course of, like, for the average for the week, it's like, okay, now I move the calories down, because I'm clearly seeing that I've plateaued at this calorie checkpoint, and I need to do something different. And this same, and going down and going up, you could do the same thing. And it just made me realize about being more present in what I'm doing. And it's like, once I'm more present, once I'm more aware, then I feel like there's so much, you know, it's like yesterday we talked about defining your goals. And it's like the same thing, like if you can't track the information, how do you know how to move? You know, you have, if all you have is just a bunch of basic assumptions, you're just kind of randomly going someplace, and instead of like actually taking a strategic avenue to progress. So that was one thing I thought about, is just like being present, just really being aware of what you're doing, regardless of what it is. If you're a track athlete, whatever, being present in everything that you're doing, Because there's probably almost a way to track the metrics of the majority of things, and I think it's a good point to be proven that it's worth tracking a lot of this stuff. You know, whether that's if you're like a really analytical person, you want to be on a spreadsheet that shows that you can flip that data into a graph and do all sorts of interesting things, or just something as simple as like with these videos, every morning me showing my weight, what the physique is or whatever, that I know that I can go, okay, well this week I was this week I was this. It's all recorded. I had something I was gonna say, but now it's lost my lost it. Yep. Part of this talk and everything was being present. I think it not only helps with that, but just also the connections that you make and the people you surround yourself with. Being present in all those events instead of worrying about what, you know, you're gonna have for dinner or whatever. Even like with your workout, take it each, if you focus on being present for each rep maybe, and then each set, each exercise, each workout, you know, it helps kind of just chip away at the things. Because if you just get overwhelmed by the whole workout, by the whole month of workouts, well, it's gonna make it hard to move forward. I think the other part I was gonna say, now that maybe came back to me, is that too, it's being that it's been like a week now, or my week, like we talked about, it really just doesn't seem that crazy that I've done a video each day. You know what I mean? So it makes you realize that, like, over the course of a month, what are the odds that in a month from now I'll not what are the odds, but like, you know, it'll be an interesting feeling a month from now where it's like, well, now it's a month worth of videos, you know, and then now it's like reflecting. Like if I'm reflecting on this week and I think about like where it is now and starting, there's not really much change to anything. It's not like I've collected some crazy amount of views or anything like that. But what it makes you realize is like, wow, just doing it each day really wasn't that hard. Like, here we are, and all these videos have been uploaded, and it really was just the fact of, I don't know, I don't really have an answer on why you wouldn't do it. I think for me, not the avoidance, but not posting things for social media, where that, like I've talked about with gaming, whatever it is, as frequently and routinely as I should, is not. I think it comes from a place of like trying to make the perfect videos or come up with the perfect ideas or whatever it is to try to upload so that I would be successful. And by not doing it at all, like you definitely realize that there's no, you're not going to grow, you're not going to learn anything. So I'd say, I mean, at this point, it's not a whole lot for me to be able to do one of these daily. And then last night I edited the first one. I edited the part that I thought was the most significant to a short, and then I gotta go back and do that and play catch up with that now. But it's really not that difficult to mess with the whole thing. And once you find that workflow of doing the same thing each day, and it becomes even easier, because then it's like you know exactly what you got to do. It's just a matter of doing it. So yeah, I think just the idea, the fear, the excuse, we find what I think it is, like I said, because I can't think of why, if this is what it was, I can't think of why I wasn't doing this sooner. I didn't have something to push me. I don't know, I could think of every excuse that's out there. But none of them are good enough. They're all just excuses as to why I wasn't doing it. And I think it's just because it's easier, maybe. I don't know. And it's not that this is hard, but it's just easier than... Sometimes it's easier just to have a reason why you, like an arrow to the knee or whatever, right? Like, it didn't work out because the YouTube thing never worked for me, or I don't know. People are going to say whatever they want to say about the situation. It's just, like I said, in hindsight here, it's just too easy to kind of do this, and making better videos will come through the experience of like coming up with an idea. It's like, hey, maybe I want to do this like this with the phone at this angle, and then it's like, oh wow, I really like that. Just experimenting, different days here and there, trying something new, seeing if you like how it turned out or not. And it's just really not. I hope that with these videos and like me talking about this stuff like authentically, I just hope that maybe somebody else will try to do the same as what I'm doing. Not necessarily like just make videos, but like if they have a certain type of content that they want to put out, just doing it and then worrying about the rest later. You just starting. You just got to pick a day and go, you know what, I'm just going to do something today. Even if it is the worst thing that you could probably ever put out, it is the best thing that you could do for yourself by just breaking that barrier of starting. So, all right, I'm going to go in and hit arms. All right, what's up, guys? Leaving the gym. Today I got forced in for the back half of second shift, so that's why adaptability is the best plan of action. If I would have like went later or planned to go later, then there's a good chance that I would have kind of been screwed out of going to the gym until morning after I get off work, which already for my 45 minutes outside, I'm gonna have to do that in the morning. that's always fun because then I get to sleep a little bit later. Yeah, so that's why adaptability is important, because you don't know what comes up in life, and there's still daily things that I have to accomplish. So yeah, so before the gym I was talking about being like present, and what I mean by that, you know, like we were talking about, is also like awareness, right? Like being self-aware, being like knowing what's going on in the world around you, because I think it falls under that like whole idea that ignorance is not an excuse, right? So like, if a good example, you know, years ago, when I was kind of fresh into, I don't want to say fresh into, but like doing the competitions and stuff like that, and people would always want to come up and ask me some sort of advice, and I would tell them, and there'd usually be one of two things. The first one, if they just wanted an answer, and I'd tell them the actual answer on how to do it, and then they didn't like that it wasn't an overnight process. It was something that took time and effort and energy, and it wasn't just like, oh yeah, if you come tomorrow and you do one exercise of these, all of a sudden you're gonna have like the biggest traps of the world, or you know, whatever. And so with abs, with whatever, the diet, nobody liked the answer, the right answer, and it's like they'd rather me lie to them, and I don't know, it was just super weird. The other token of that is I'd ask them, well, what are you doing, or what are your calories at, whatever, and they had actually no idea. Well, it's this or that, and they're like, well, why don't you actually track it so that you have a good base point? Do you eat the same thing every day? No. Like, there was just so many unknowns that they couldn't actually answer their own question, but they wanted, it's almost like they had an expectation that I'd be able to answer it, like I'm supposed to just know based on looking at them how many calories they eat a day, or something to that effect. So yeah, being present in your own decisions to be healthy, and make lifestyle changes, and being self-aware and knowing that if I don't, that'd be like on a test, them asking you a question and them just being a question mark, and you got to put the answer on there. Like, what? It could be anything. So there's got to be some accountability in yourself to be aware and be involved in the world around you to get the outcome, the desired outcome. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's just hard for people to grasp that, you know what I mean? It's like, yesterday I was talking about how it was Friday night, and there's 25% of the people that normally are at the gym are there. Today, Saturday, you know, even less. There was probably 15% of the normal people at the gym were there. And you know what? I feel like tomorrow we're going to see either, you know, there's going to be a few less people because it's Sunday. And your health, I don't know. I feel like your health is just, your health isn't a Monday through Friday thing, if it's important to you. And I don't want people to get confused that I'm not talking to everybody. If you so choose to want to live a life that's different than, or that's just normal and just like everyone else, then so be it. None of this applies to you. A lot of stuff I'm talking about doesn't apply to you. You're probably not even watching this. You're just chilling, doing your own thing. But the people who do watch, are not, they don't want to be normal. They want to be more than normal, of normal. They don't want to settle for mediocrity. And you can't do what everyone else is doing, right? If you want to be in better shape than the majority of people, if you want to be in better shape than your peers, you want to be healthier, you want to sustain and have longevity in your health into your later years without having all these problems that everybody seems to have, diabetes, high cholesterol, chronic heart problems, all these things that come from obesity, and just all those problems, then that your health is not a Monday through Friday thing. Your health is an everyday thing. And you can turn this into business, you can turn whatever, right? If you, business, for a business owner, you do not work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, right? Because whatever your business is, there's something that's going to come up on a Saturday. There's progress that can be made on a Sunday, right? There's always something. If you want to be better than everyone else, you have to be, it's an always on. There is no off switch on it. There's times that are less busier than others, and in those times, you have to be able to capitalize on the opportunities to maybe take advantage and spend more time with your family, do whatever that looks like for you, right? But there shouldn't be an off switch for success, and success in whatever you're doing. I think that a lot of people, no matter what it is that they try, they will start the process. They will get that percentage of the way in where it's difficult, it's burdensome, and they've not seen any results. And they'll quit. With doing YouTube or something like that, right? 80%, I'm just making a number up, I don't know. But we'll say 80% of the people are gonna make videos for a week, for a month. Not get the outcome that they wanted, the desired outcome. Stop. The people that did it for 2 months, and I'm just giving a scenario here, by the second month, they've got their desired outcome. So that perseverance allows people to reap the rewards. I heard someone say recently, the person that likes walking is gonna walk farther than the person who doesn't. You gotta like the process of growing as a person, learning how to become more efficient, more creative, a different style, a fresh style. If you're an artist, a different medium to work with, you gotta figure out something to keep you always interested in whatever it is that you're doing, to keep it interesting, to keep it exciting. Because the person that actually enjoys what they're doing, it should start there first. You should have an inherent enjoyment in whatever you're doing. And then it makes that getting through the grind that much easier. Let's see. Oh boy. Tomorrow's legs. And it's the last day of the workout week for me, so I hit the sauna and stuff. If I could, let me try to think of a message of the day from today's video here. You have to be present and aware of what's going on around you if you ever wish to grow. If you have no idea the things that are going on around you in whatever it is that you're doing, then you cannot expect to grow and get more success. I guess just one sentence, like being present and being aware is vital to growth. I think that's probably what I would try to summarize it up into, like a sentence. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll hit some legs. Adios.